are so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horse is kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. You'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight.
Howdy there, I'm Matt McKinley and we're burning daylight.
In the saddle till the job's done right.
Welcome to Burning Daylight, the only podcast for the working cowboy. Well, howdy there, daylight burners. Welcome back. Happy Thursday to you. It is a beautiful day. The weather's been all over the place this week. Practiced in the snow yesterday, and the kids are wearing shorts today. So, anyhow, this is the Friggin Farm Ranch Report for Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. And here is where the herd stands at market close. Lead story today is domestic ag, not the war. Reuters has reported Cargill is permanently closing its Milwaukee beef plant, with production winding down before a full shutdown on May 31st, and 221 jobs gone. That is what a historically tight cattle supply looks like in the real world, not just on a chart, but in a packing plant town. The backdrop is still the same hard truth. There are not enough cattle to keep all the old shackle space fed, and packer margins are still ugly, and the cash market is carrying more conviction than the board. On top of that, crude lit up again, and diesel stayed expensive, and the fertilizer bill still looks like it looks ugly. It looks ugly. But let's go ahead and get after it. Before we get into it, got to thank our friends over at Star Stockyards. They're in Wildorado, Texas. It's a straight talk, fair shake, and cattle sold right. Spring catalog is now open through May 30th. If you need a place that still treats you like a neighbor instead of a number, this is the outfit. Go check them out at LoneStarStockyards.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Burning Daylight podcast. And if you need to get a hold of them, you can find them over, like I said, at LoneStarStockyards.com. The office number is 806-677-0777. Bill Martin, he's the owner over there, 970-302-5834. And Sheldon Field is the yard manager, 806-736-0040. They've got a sale every Tuesday at 11 o'clock Central Time with a Mexican food truck at every sale. They got catalog horse sales. They do run some loose horses through the ring every now and then, but their catalog sales really bring a lot of nice ranch broke type horses, and they bring some pretty good money too. So if you got one to sell, not a bad time to do so. All right, let's get into it on the market flash. Still kind of figuring out how I'm gonna name all these segments, but here we go. The market flash. Here's the board. June live cattle settled at 243.075. That was down 50 cents on the day. That matters, but what matters more is this board held above yesterday's 242.875 low. So if you're looking for a tell, that is a tell. August live cattle closed at 239.175. That was down 52.5. May feeder cattle was quoted at 358.05 on CME's page late today. Softer again and still under pressure. And June lean hogs was at 105.875. Let me look at my dashboard real quick. We'll pop it up on screen so you guys can see what I'm working with over here. And maybe I'll change the background. Nope. I'll go back to dark. You can see it better on dark. Okay. There we got the reading the herd is at 44%, low confidence, watch market. Freedom Framework's at a 50. with the drought really bringing everything down. But all right, so live cattle 243.80, feeder cattle at 359.13. What was I looking at? Lean hogs. What was the? Do I got lean hogs on there? I should have lean hogs on there. Bump. If not, then that is an oversight that needs to be corrected. So anyway, but that's like 4 straight days on the hogs being up. So and then on the cash trade, let's see, USDA's 5-area weekly weighted average for the week ending April 19th showed negotiated live purchases mostly 235 to 237 with dressed weight at 385 to 392. It's not collapsed, but that is a cash market still standing there while the board is kind of slipping. Box beef on the USDA morning report had choice at 385.09. That was down $1.09, and select at 390.26. That was up 3.06. Select still over the choice, but I looked at the report just a minute ago, and it showed the choice select spread at 95 on the positive, 95 cents on the positive side of things. So that is good, I guess. But it just shows you that there's people want beef, and we're trying to give it to them, but there's just not a lot out there. Okay. So, but don't be surprised if that choice select spread gets inverted again in the next couple of weeks. And, for a while, it's the cattle market's real hot right now. But the inversion is not normal, and it's telling you that the broad beef demand is not fading the way the futures board wishes that it would. The Packer margin remains negative at minus 195, 455 ahead. No relief in sight there, and I'd like to feel bad, but I just don't. All right, let's see on the grain side. So that was live cattle detail there. Where's our grain? Corn's firm. Okay, being softer. KC wheat hanging in there. All right, I'll pull myself right down here, and then, all right. Isn't that cool how I can do that? Pretty rad, if you ask me. All right, box beef on, no, that's not where we're at. Grains. May corn was closed out at 454 and a quarter. May soybeans were at 1164 and a half. That was down 10 cents. Chicago wheat, May wheat was at 602 and a quarter, and Kansas City May hard red winter wheat was at 645 and a half. Corn still looks firm enough to keep feeder buyers uneasy, and Kansas City wheat still has the weather supporting that floor under it. On the inputs and energy side, West Texas crude for June settled at 92.96 today. That was up 3.29, about a 3.67% jump in one session. Brent's back up over 100, 101.91 a barrel. AAA's national average diesel was at 548.9 per gallon. It's down from yesterday, but don't let that fool you. We're still at a level that sucks, and it's a solid chance that it keeps continuing upward. On the rates and the metals side, Fed fund effective rates at 3.64, primes at 6.75, and the 10-year Treasury notes at 4.26. The 2 years down 3.7%. And gold for June was at $47.3320. That was down $19.80. May silver's at $75.84, down $2.12. So getting the market's feeling a little better about things, but still it's a heavy price to pay for gold and silver. Heavy price to pay for pretty much everything. come to think of it. Okay. All right. Let's go into this Cargill deal. So back to Cargill. This is the real headline of the day. Reuters says the Milwaukee plant is shutting down and 221 jobs are going with it. That's clearly not because the beef demand has vanished. It's because the herd is so tight that the system cannot keep up, cannot keep every old plant fed and profitable at the same time. Also, it's a good way to keep a thumb on the market and keep those fats piling up so they can dock you for overweight cattle. They got all sorts of tricks, but this is just another one, and it sucks. Milwaukee was one of the original hubs of the packing industry. It was like Cincinnati, Chicago, Milwaukee, Omaha, at least through the Midwest. Once the packing industry like really grew up from Chicago outward, but Milwaukee was a huge spur of that. All right, so then you put that on over the top of the rest of the cattle deal. The USDA cash was steady to higher in the 5 area average for the last reported week, and box beef still has select over choice. Not quite that, but it's right there. It's been right there several times in the last couple of weeks. Packer margins they're still losing almost $200 a head. That's why this whole thing feels weird. The board's acting real scared, while the underlying cash in the beef pipelines still say that cattle is tight, and yes, they are worth the money. CME feeder index was 373.44 as of April 21, so that's down 93 cents from the prior print. So it is softer for sure, but it's not like a free fall signal. Like there's just not a whole lot of cattle. So, and with the liquidation going on because of drought and fire, that herd is just going to, if not shrink more, it's going to kind of maybe, like best case scenario, I think hold steady where it's at. So, I mean, we'll see, but the cattle prices, I don't see that floor being much lower than where it is right now for at least a while. So the read today is neutral to cautiously bullish on cattle. Not like go out and buy a new pickup bullish, but if the cash holds and the futures stop puking, then the board has some room to stabilize. And then on the meantime, on that cash side, you're getting a good price on them. Okay, let's get into the sale barn pulse and the horse market. Where did I guess I don't got that one. So we'll pop back to the Burning Daylight Report dashboard, and we'll check out the sale barn pulse. Back up here. See, this is all still new to me because I just built it. All right. So, Oklahoma City West. There we go. OKC West, they sold 8,383 head, 83. Averaged at 364.63, 100 weight. Let's see. All right. So from sale barns in your draft, in my draft, OKC West ran April 21st with 83.83. This one says 2150, sharply lower volume than. I don't know if that's. We'll have to look on that. I'm pretty sure my tab is correct. Let's see. I'll pull it up real quick. OKC West. See what their market report was for this week. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Beef report. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Stocker and feeder report. This looks like it's it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So my dashboard was off and my script was off. USDA reports showing 91.47. That's up from the 79.23 last week. What did they bring? I think my numbers are pretty decent. That 384 average, I think, is pretty accurate. It looks like. So we'll go with that one. Yeah, 364.63. Okay. Joplin Regional moved 85.53 on Monday. Feeders over 600 pounds made up 68% of that run. Top end heifers at 637 pounds brought 434 and some 915 pound steers brought 337. Your replacement market. The replacement market, bred cows is around $4,000 in this year, and bred heifers anywhere from $3,500 to north of $5,000. Pairs from $4,600 to $6,100. It's small herd, high replacement costs. That's not a big mystery at all. Let's see, man about a horse. Let me find that. We'll pop that up on the screen. And sale barn. All right, so the coal market index for the sale barn is a 0.52 out of 1, so 52%. Averaged across 6 recent barns. Per pound rates are averaging anywhere from 46 cents a pound to 55 cents. All right, so then NCHA Super Stakes wrapped on April 13th in Fort Worth. The NRCHA Stallion Stakes wrapped in Las Vegas, and the Heritage Place Spring Forward topped at $38,000 with a $14,000 average. All right, I think maybe I'm ready to move on to the next slide. We'll see. Okay. There we are. I like how it's just a nice little corner for me to hang out over here. Crude's still the story in this whole thing. West Texas, June West Texas contracts at 92.96. That's up 3.29 a barrel. It tells you the market still believes there's a live risk premium in this whole system. The EIA report for the week ending April 17th. Crude stocks built by 1.9 million barrels. Gasoline stocks fell by 4.6 million barrels. And distillates still fell by 3.4 million barrels. So crude built for sure, but the products that matter to the working people in the country are very, very tight, very expensive at the moment. And that's why diesel still matters. So when you're running at $5.49 essentially a gallon, it's down 2 cents from yesterday, but it's still just a punishing number when you're feeding cows, when you're hauling hay or anything for that matter. Food prices go up, clothes prices go up, everything goes up because everything gets put on a truck or a ship or something, and that burns diesel, and diesel's just higher than giraffe pussy right now. So, yeah, it is what it is. The fertilizer side still looks nasty. Last DTN retail survey, anhydrous over $1,000 for the first time since 2023. DAP's at 886, urea 847. The MAP's still at 922, and potash at 489. Urea is still like the real sticking point. There's so much of the urea that comes from Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. And that all goes through the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz. So that's all affected. There's been like almost a month with no urea ships leaving that area. So expect the corn yields to be down pretty significantly this year, I would imagine. All right, well, where is my war reel? Still here. Okay. All right, so the market's still carrying a Strait of Hormuz risk premium, and you saw it in the crude with West Texas up almost 4% in a single session. It's nothing to just shrug your head at or shrug your shoulders at. Even with almost 2 million barrel crude build in the EIA report, the gasoline and distillate straws told traders that the refined product side is still tight enough to matter a lot. Out in ranch country, that translation is pretty simple. Higher crude means higher diesel risk, and higher diesel means more pressure on everything else: freight, feed, fertilizer, and every single mile that you put on a truck. It's the only reason it's not the only reason, but it's a huge reason why I cover this war reel every day. But also, we still have a lot of troops very much in harm's way at the moment. So it's something with as a guy with family members and friends that have served and are currently serving, it's something I want to keep an eye on, and I think you guys should too. So let's talk about some domestic American ag stuff, particularly rural America. So on this one, Congress passed the Rural Broadband Protection Act. Let me move my here. All right, Congress passed the Rural Broadband Protection Act. North Carolina has pushed $26 million in rural broadband grants, and Texas FFA has major deadlines and events rolling, and rural hospitals remain under pressure with roughly 1 in 3 at risk. But the Farm Bill, nothing new on that. They're supposed to open it up for debate next week. So on the China Soy Watch, we saw 247,000 metric tons was a marketing year low and puts ag squarely on the May 14th and 15th summit between Trump and President Xi Jinping in Beijing. There's a lot of ings. They'll be summiting in Beijing with Trump and Xi Jinping. It's I know haiku's Japanese, but similar languages, and maybe that's almost a haiku. I didn't count syllables. On the screwworm side, the USDA breaks ground Friday on the sterile fly facility, and see, I can move that around too. And it keeps warning that the parasite is nearing the southern border, so it's getting closer, but it seems, as for now, it's kind of being held at bay. The Rural Broadband Protection Act and state grants. So they're still trying to roll that out. And again, I still don't know why they're not leaning more on Starlink. As a man in rural America for my entire life, outside of the brief stint in college, I've been a guy that's been on rural internet my entire life, and the only rural broadband that I've had any real luck with was Starlink. I'm currently on Spectrum now, but I have my Starlink right over here on a shelf, ready to pop it up on the roof whenever I feel like it, if I need to. And why that's not being given more consideration, I don't know, but that's what we got on the domestic ag front. We'll go a little more in depth tomorrow. All right, let's wrap it up for the day. On this day, April 23rd, 1985, Coca-Cola announced new Coke. And then it got bitch slapped in the mouth so hard by the public that it brought back the real thing 79 days later. Also, today, USDA rolled out the Freedom 250 tied to the country's 250th birthday celebration and rodeo partnerships. I'll have to look into that and see everything there. All right. So we talked about the Farm Bill a little bit. Credit access still matters on that. The proposal in play raises guaranteed operating loan limits to 3.0 million and ownership loans to 3.5 million. So it's a real number that people should still care about. But also, none of that matters if they don't do anything about it, and they haven't yet. On the China soy side, here's a better notes on it. So as last week's marketing year low, and so that puts ag front and center at the summit. That summit produces even a hint of soybean business or beef license relief, the market will notice and react accordingly. Screwworm covered that, and I think all right. So the calls for reading the herd and the freedom framework for today. Feeders, cattle in general, were kind of neutral but cautiously bullish if the cash market keeps holding out. Feeders are pretty soft at the moment. Hogs are quiet, but they've been rallying the past several days. So that could be good news on the hog side. Corn is firm. Beans are a little bit softer. Crude's white hot. Diesel's way too high still. Fertilizer is just as bad, if not worse. And so that's the overall herd read for today. On the sports end, the NFL draft is tonight. I forgot that it was coming up. I have not paid a lick of attention to football since baseball started, both professionally and Little League. It's been nothing but baseball since we wrapped up wrestling season. And the Rockies were beating the Padres. And yes, they ended up giving it away. Damn it. They beat them last night though. But the Rockies have got 10 wins, and it's they're not out of April yet. 2 years ago it was Mother's Day. They beat it just barely. So Rockies are improving, and the A's are still atop the American League West. Travel day today will be opening up a 3-game series in Texas this weekend. Who do the Rockies got tomorrow? Let's see. Rockies are headed to the Mets, and the Mets are the biggest dumpster fire in baseball right now, so they'll meet arguably the second biggest dumpster fire in baseball in the Colorado Rockies, but Rockies got the momentum on their side. The Mets are terrible. They absolutely suck this year, at least so far. They could make a comeback, but I would say unlikely at the moment. But it's early. It's early, and it's baseball. So that's all I got. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm finishing up here at 3:30 Pacific time, and I got my studio pretty much all ironed out, ready to go. And we'll see you here tomorrow for the weekly wrap up. And on that note, move your ass. We're burning daylight.
Your eyes up in the morning, beneath the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horses kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. We'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's done right. Burning daylight. Well, life is just a gather and you won't catch 'em all. But when you ride through the gate, make sure you sit up tall. I can see the horizon, it's looking pretty bright. Well, get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's done right.